G'day guys, thanks for hiring the van. It's Max here. I'm going to give you guys a detailed run through to save you guys time at pickup. I'm going to tell you about all the important things that you need to know to maximize everything the van has to offer and that you guys can have an awesome trip in it. So the video will be divided into 4 different parts. At the start I'll talk about the mechanical and the driving. Second, I'll talk about all the tech that the van has, like the battery and etc., the fridge. Thirdly, I'll go through the kitchen, and then fourthly, all of the camping equipment and all of the storage space that the van has. Alright guys, a little bit to the mechanical side of the vehicle. First big one, it's diesel, so please don't put anything else in it but diesel. Second one is the height of the vehicle. It is about 2.2 meters, which is a little bit higher than for most garages, so just be really careful of this. If you guys have surfboards on the roof, obviously you're going to be a bit taller as well. The handbrake in the HiAce is a little bit special. Pretty much to take it off, there's sort of a little button at the back of this that you have to press in. You pull it, and when it clicks a few times you have to turn it, and then it'll go in. And pretty much to engage it, you're just pulling it. A little bit tricky at the start. Being a diesel, a little bit different to a petrol, it's got glow plugs that need to be heated up before you turn over the engine. So pretty much after you put the key in, you'll turn it sort of the first 2 clicks before you ignite the engine. And a little light will come up here in the corner. I can show you it again. That always has to switch off, this little light up here, before you then turn on the engine. If you do need to ever change the tyre and you feel confident to do it yourself, you can always call NRMA roadside assistance. If not, it's under the vehicle on a HiAce, and to get to it we actually have to unscrew something from inside the vehicle. So that I've left a bit of a hole in the drawers. These pull out the whole way. This carpet just has to come up a little bit, and here at the back we have a hole that's pretty much gets through to a hex bolt, and that's how we can then loosen the spare wheel at the bottom of the car. Just want to show it. For any reason you need to get to the engine, if there's, I don't know, if you just have to check the oil, or well, hopefully you won't have any issues, but if you do, it's under the front seat on the HiAces, not in the front of the car. We just, to get to it, sort of some rubber here that we pull up, and there's a couple latches. Undo, and then this whole thing will pop up. To reveal the engine, here we can check the oil. Here's the dipstick, I think the brake fluid, and in the front there's other fluids like coolant, so we actually have to pop the bonnet for those. Yeah, but hopefully you guys don't need to muck around with any of that. If you guys are taking a hitchhiker with you or a third passenger, there is a third seat. We have here in the middle is a little lever that just comes down, and that'll pop up, and then also reveal then the third seat belt. Put it back down, pretty much same thing. And you got your cup holders and a little bit of storage in there. So if there are any hiccups with the vehicle, like for example somehow it's lost some oil, or you have to get to the spare tyre and put that on, I've got like a little bit of a like basic mechanical kit. It's just here, you lift up here, and in this basket you've kind of got yeah, you've got sort of the basics, oil, some gloves, you've got the jack, and yeah, pretty much hopefully everything that you will need to fix a minor difficulty on the road. So if you guys do have any issues with the vehicle, for example some light on the dash comes on, you have a flat tyre, oils, something's leaking from the bottom of the vehicle, you're not sure what it is, please, if it's something minor, you can message us on Camplify. If we're not available or we can't respond, contact Camplify, and they'll put you in touch with NRMA roadside assistance, and they can come out and have a look at the issue. and pretty much get that sorted. But please, if there is an issue, don't just keep driving. For example, if the engine light comes on, I don't want you to guys keep driving and have a busted motor at the end of it. Alright, so the van is kitted out with a 120 amp hour lithium battery. Here we have a little gauge which tells us how full the battery is. Here it says 119 amp hours is currently in it, which is pretty much 100%. Here there's also the percentage of the battery, and then you've also got sort of what the solar's taking in, so yeah, there's two ways that the battery can charge. That's when you're driving, that'll charge it pretty quickly. The other way is from the 200 watt solar panel, which is here on the roof. Use the van in summer for months on end, and I've never had issues with running low. But yeah, just keep an eye on it. Generally driving, it'll top it up super quick. If you are just in one spot and you're sort of using everything you can at the same time, it will sort of drain it down. Really important with this battery, don't go below 30%. It's sort of detrimental to the battery, to the health of it. Pretty much everything that the battery powers is, we've got the main lights here of the van. We've got a fan in the back of the van. This has to be on first. There's another switch on the fan. And then to turn the fridge on, pretty much all you have to do is flick this. You can change the temperature a little bit, but I think it's on 6 degrees at the moment, which is pretty good. Yeah, and you should be able to run the fridge through the whole time. It should always charge enough, yeah, to sort of cater for the fridge. Here you also have 2 USB sockets, and then there's also a 12 volt cigarette lighter socket. There's no 240 volt sockets in this van. So yeah, the van for the hot nights is kitted out with a little 12 volt fan. In the driving position, it'll generally be like this. To take it out of that position, there's just a little latch here that you open, pretty much like a bicycle wheel. That'll swing out. You can put it in the position that you want, lock it off. There's a little button on the side, or 2 buttons. One's just on and off, and then you've got 3 different speeds. And then to put it back, just open it again, lock it away, close it. So the battery powers this 60 litre fridge. To open it, just have a latch here. Opens her up, plenty of room in there. There's no freezer section. And then at the top on the right, you can set the temperature, but it's pretty good on 6 degrees. One thing with the fridge, it's got to breathe a little bit at the back, so there's a vent on this side and then a vent at the back of this little sort of cubby, and then just please keep those free so the fridge can breathe and work properly. If you guys want a little bit of ambient light, there's also some fairy lights that run around here. They just run off a little battery power pack you can find here at the bottom, and that pretty much you can just switch it on and off here. A couple other gadgets at the front. We got a phone holder here, nothing to explain, super useful. USB charger, aux cord, radio, pretty decent sound system. Ignition or power pretty much has to be on. We here on the right's power button to connect. I mean, probably what most of you want to do is connect your phone to it. Here we can go through the source settings pretty much like in most cars until we get to BTA, Bluetooth audio, I imagine. And then here we click set up. We go then down to Bluetooth. So this is pretty much, we rotate this one and enter to select in the menu. Click enter, and then we have here first Bluetooth pairing. And click enter, it'll search. So have your Bluetooth on in your phone, passcode comes up, enter that in. Yeah, it pretty much should pair it, and then every time you drive it'll automatically pair. It's pretty good. All right, this side drawer of the van, this is pretty much the kitchen. To take out the drawer, we just have to pop these two tabs down and then hold them, and it should swing out a little bit further. That's the maximum. We've got a little 2-burner gas cooker here. This can be removed, and then under here there's the pans, the pots, etc. Pretty much everything you need to cook. And then in the other drawer there'll be some basic condiments, oil, salt and pepper, etc. There might be some tea and some coffee, some tea towels, garbage bags, yeah, pretty much the basics, everything you need. At the back there's the spare gas bottles for the cooker. I'll just show you real quick how you can operate the cooker and how you can change those. So when these bottles, they have to be first in line. There's sort of an opening here that has to be in line with the red, and then we have to pull down this tab at the front and it pretty much locks the bottle in there. And then to ignite it, all we do is rotate it to the end till it sparks. Then we can regulate the heat a little bit. If we do need to change the bottle, we just undo that, open her up, the bottle will just pop out, and put these in the recycling, but they have to be completely empty, and then slot in the new bottle. This latch will only go down when this is on the off position. If it is a little bit of a wet day and you guys want to stay in the van or can't cook outside, this actually opens up as well. Just make sure if you guys are cooking in the van to have a window popped open and a good bit of ventilation so you don't kill yourself. Here down the crack we've got, in case you do somehow manage, fire extinguisher, and there's also what gets used the most in a van, the brush and the pan. So out the back we got two massive drawers that come out for storage, and there's a few nifty little things inside that you guys can use. Same thing, just pull down the tabs. And this one we've got the two camping chairs in here. If you guys do get a little bit cold, in the back here there's an extra little blanket. Yeah, the sheets will pretty much be catered to the season. In the middle of summer I'll just give you guys sheets, and in the winter something a little bit thicker. To put the drawers back in we have to push down the tabs. In the other drawer we have, very important, the water. In total there's two of these, I think 10 or 12 litre canisters, and then another 15 litre one here. To access it I've just drilled here on the side a little cutout where the water, so the tap can stick through, and pretty much to use it there's no water in there at the moment, but just twist it right to open it, twist it left to close it, and then please make sure this is always put back in before you close the drawer. Same thing, tabs down, push it in, should click in. So to go with the chairs, we've obviously got a table that's just stored here behind the driver's seat. Pretty self-explanatory to set that up, so I'm not going to show you guys. Here on the right side we got a tub, put wet things in there or whatever, wetsuits. That just goes back in there, and there's a little sort of ledge that catches it, so when you brake it shouldn't fly forward. Here on the right side we've got the bin. Pretty much just empty that out when possible, and that's pretty much tied in there. It sort of squeezes up against that basket, also shouldn't slide around when you're driving. So just to show what's in the glove box, there's the two ratchet straps, there's sort of the handbook to the car. If you guys have any issues you can still first look in that, see if maybe you can figure it out yourself. There's also two fly nets, mozzie nets. I'll just show you guys now how to set them up. On each side of or on each door. There's Velcro strips along the bottom. There's one here at the back, and then there's pretty much one little one here at the front. So yeah, you can obviously pop the windows. You can have the windows also probably open till about here without the rain coming in, so you can get fair bit of air with still sort of being rain safe. To put it on, it's a little bit of a technique to get it, but
first I just do this corner, the line it pretty much just sticks onto the Velcro. Just maybe have to rub your thing over it a couple of times. I get what those two at the front put on, and then pull it kind of tight, and then this one at the back, chuck that one on. Yeah, and pretty much just cut that over the top, the rest over the top, and shut the door, and you can just sort of fix up the bottom here. And yeah, it works really
good. Yeah, if you guys got tons of gear, there's heaps of storage in the van. We've got here inside lots of room. There's also panels that flip up and allow you to access that area. On the other side, we've got these tables that flip up, little bedside table, and there's heaps of storage. If you guys have surfboards or anything like that, roof racks, go for it. There's ratchet straps in the glove box. They're 2 meters, so they should be pretty much long enough for anything. All right, guys, going to show you how the awning works here. It's a King's awning, about 2.5 meters long. Just undo the zips. Best done is definitely with 2 people, if you are 2. Undo these straps. And then this will roll out. If you are assembling this alone, it's best first to place the guy ropes on the ground with the pegs. You'll see in a moment why this is pretty handy. If you're 2 people, this is pretty easy. Just get someone pretty much hold it here while the other person does the rest of the assembly. So here, you've got on either side legs that kick out. These pretty much just tighten by twisting. That one's in now. That one's now 2, and then you can just give these a quick tighten, and it should hold it roughly already in place. And then you can come and kick out the side struts. Same principle, these just twist to loosen. And then when you've got it, get it nice and tight, and then twist that up to tighten. These Velcro straps and come over. There's 4 of them on each side.
Tight, and then twist that to tighten it.
So when it is set up, completed, all the Velcros are in, etc., guy ropes are tight. It's a good idea as well just to have a little bit of a lean on it for the rainwater. Yeah, if there's guy ropes and the pegs they're not already assembled, then they'll be in the glove box to find just in this little pouch here. Yeah, and that's pretty much all to the awning. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the van tour. Hope I've covered everything. If there was anything that I left out, or you guys have any questions, just message us at any time. That's no problem. Yeah, most important, have an awesome trip. And yeah, if you did have a good trip and you guys want to rate us, we'd really appreciate it. Yeah, leave a little comment, and that does a lot for us. Alrighty, have fun. Cheers.